2020 has certainly presented all of us with its fair share of challenges. More and more businesses are using remote workers to help prevent the spread of the coronavirus disease. Today we're going to go over the Enterprise Alert mobile app and the ability for Enterprise Alert to send alerts to users using this mobile app. And for your users to acknowledge, close, collaborate, and work on alerts together, all while using the mobile app. So in the good old days, when everybody was inside the office and everybody was working and collaborating in a general area, when a critical incident happened, it was easy to walk over to your colleague's desk and talk about the issue. However, now with IT teams working remotely, collaboration between team members is not as easy. So, Enterprise Alert mobile app provides the ability to annotate with an alert, but also it gives you access to your subject matter experts and your on-call staff. With just the press of a button, users can select one or multiple engineers and immediately shoot off a text, email, or even more importantly, a phone call with all of the parties. The mobile app does much more than just connect people, however. We have armed the mobile app with all of the critical data required to quickly identify when an alert is raised, provide the necessary details, and have empowered the users to take remediation steps through the use of remote actions. Connecting IT automation tools like System Center Orchestrator, Microfocus, Operations Orchestration, ServiceNow, BMC, and other tools to Enterprise Alert, we enable IT admins to initiate and execute any IT automation task right from your smartphone. So today we're going to go over the ability to acknowledge alerts on the go, share alert incident details, annotate incidents, single tap phone bridges and conference calls, and real-time access to who's on call information. So here again we have our web portal and our Enterprise Alert mobile app. When an alert comes through, we'll see the mobile app will give us the alert. And there it comes through. If I drag this down, you'll see I have the option right away to acknowledge the alert or decline the alert. Well, we want to open it up to see the alert details. So if I click on the drop down, it'll automatically open straight to the alert, and it tells us what the alert is. So we'll see right off the bat that it is an aggressive passenger gate alert. We'll see who the next user is. So we have another user that's going to get notified if we don't acknowledge. We have the alert ID, the alert message, the source, our status, and then security type. At the bottom here we have the timeline. So we see that it's already notified myself, and it's going to notify the blue team if I don't acknowledge it within, as you see here, the 40-second timer. So I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge this alert. And it asks you if you want to add an annotation. You do not have to, but you have the ability to. So we're going to add an annotation saying that I'm going to work on this alert. So now the alert's been acknowledged. If I scroll back down, we'll see that it was acknowledged by my user, and it shows the annotation that I added. So if I go back to the dashboard, now I don't see anything new because it's been acknowledged. Now it's under the act status. And I have the closed option from this page, or if I go into the alert, I also have the closed option there. So let's say I'm not positive on how to handle this, so I need some help. So I have the option to share and collaborate. So if I click on that button, so we see a list of all the users, and let's say I need to contact Patrick for help with this issue. I can click on his name, and then I have the option to voice call, text message, email, and I don't have an instant message because his profile does not have instant message set up. Now let's say I need Patrick and Fabian's help. So I just click on Fabian in addition, and that adds the option to call both of these users or send a text message or email to both users at the same time. And you can add as many users as you need, and you'll see that the numbers come up. However, you'll also see that when I added Frank, and Ronald, my conference call now only shows 2 of 5, as well as my text messages. So that means when I added Frank, and Ronald, they don't have a phone number input into the system, but they do have an email. So I can still contact all 5 users via email, and they will all 5 see it. But let's say I want to make the phone call, so I take those 3 guys out since they don't have a conference call number, and then I can just hit the conference call button. So when I hit the conference call button, we'll see that it creates a conference call. And what it's actually going to do is it's going to create a conference call, and then it's going to call your number as well as, in this case, Fabian and Patrick's number, and put us all into a bridge call together. And here's my call, calling my phone. I'll answer that.
Hello. Your conference has been created.
So it creates the conference, and then it's going to call the other users. So now it's actually calling my other phone for Fabian, since I don't want to bug him over there in Germany. So
From Robert Hardcastle.
This creates the conference bridge for all of your users to be able to talk and sort out the problem on their own quickly and efficiently without having to email each other back and forth. This gives you the quickest resolution time for an issue. So in addition to all this, let's say you want to get some help, but you're not sure who to contact to get help from. So under the Share and Collaborate, if you click on the top portion, we also have a Who's on Call option. And if we click on that, this will tell you everybody who's on call and what on-call schedule they're on. So we see that Patrick's on call for admin, Frank is on call for the all-staff team, Susan's on staff for our sales, and then Frank is again on staff for support. So if we need to contact somebody for an admin task, we know that Patrick's our guy. Or we know if we need to contact somebody for a sales customer coming in, then Susan's the person we're going to contact for that issue. And same thing with support issue, then we know to contact Frank. And you'll notice here when I clicked on Frank, it actually highlights Frank in both options because it's the same user. So it's just going to say we're going to highlight him in every instance where he's on this page. Now, let's say we have another case where you're the user on call for, let's say, the admin section, and you're monitoring the weather in your area, and you get that there is a tornado warning or maybe even a tornado sighting in your area, and you need to quickly alert everybody on your team to take shelter. So from your app on your phone, so if you're not at your desk, you can just do this from the app. You open up the app, and you'll see here we have a remote action built for a tornado alert. These remote actions can be built in the web portal through the Remote Actions menu option and then the Remote Actions tile. And you'll see any remote action that you have built will show up on that list. So inside the app, we'll see a quick tile in here for the tornado alert. So if I click on that tile, I'll see an execute button, and if I click on that execute button, you'll see that it's automatically going to send out an alert. It's got my name in there because I'm the one that activated the alert. And this is going to send an alert to all of our users to let them know that there's a tornado and that they need to quickly take the necessary precautions and find shelter. And if I go back into my page, you'll see that I have the new tornado alert. So that's a brief rundown of the Enterprise Alert mobile app. We see this as a must-have for mobile incident management application, and in this day and age, it's a great help for remote collaboration amongst your team to help issues get solved as soon as possible while users are working remotely. Thank you, and have a great day.